Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we have manpower still. This is shocking. Completely and totally shocking. But okay, I'll accept it. So we're pushing in over here in North Africa. We're also just trying to hold this off, although it looks like our allies are pushing in and we can support this if we have air superiority, which right now we don't. And I think that's mostly just because they're not flying right now. That should change shortly. Now, if we go over to Australia, there are a few things that we'd want to do. First off, we want to select these guys and tell them, let's just go ahead and offensive line out over here. Something kind of like this. Yeah, sure, that'll work. I have no idea what this fill-in looks like, but that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll tell them to do that, and they will head on in, and we're continuing to push over towards the east coast of Australia. So that is wonderful. Over here in Asia, we do have this going on. There's nothing left here, so I've decided to move these guys in just manually, and that should free up these 14 divisions. In theory, we're having a bit of trouble pushing into here. We'll just go ahead and nuke that. Wonderful, and let's just continue up this Asian front. This is a bit of a mess here that I'd like to redraw this front line. Okay, we'll do something like that, and we will assist these pushes with a couple of nukes. Fantastic. Okay, sounds wonderful. So, with that done, let's see how that plays out. Okay, the Russian Federation immediately called Mali in. That has an effect on the landscape. Okay. So we're going to need to select these four. And we're going to need to extend this front line out to here. Now, I'm hoping that Ivory Coast will defend this on their own, and they will. So that's good. We would like to get some nukes in here. I would sure like it if our planes would start flying. There we go. Okay. So with that done, we're going to go ahead and nuke here, here, and here. As well as over here, actually. We can't now, because our plane stopped flying, I think. 74.5. Okay, now we're at 100. Sure. Okay, so we'll nuke all of these locations. This entire front. And we're just going to repeatedly do this. If our planes would keep flying. Come on, planes. You can do it. I promise. Any moment now. Okay, 100%. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and continue the nukages over here. We definitely want to ensure that all of these locations are getting as stack wiped as possible. Also, we can see that we could use some assistance up here. So we'll drop a couple of nukes up there as well. Mostly, though, we're just trying to get closed in over on this side. So that should be fine. I was not anticipating Mali being immediately called in there, though. That's for sure. Okay. And we're at 60%. There's just wild swings in this air war right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But okay. Now we're at 100% air superiority. Sure. So we'll just go through here and do this again. We should probably nuke there as well. There we go. Excellent. And let's check in over here. Yep. All of this needs to be worked on quite heavily. Over here in Asia, we can get a couple of nukes in as well. Although we do need to be concerned about our number of nukes in our stockpile. We have burned through a lot of them. There's no doubt about that. We actually can't nuke down over there, but I guess that's okay. So we do have some progress ongoing here. I do want to alter this offensive line. And let's just check into what all they have. Okay. Honestly, I'd kind of like to have our offensive line, for right now, be like here. Something along the lines of that. We'll go ahead and execute that. We're mostly moving around over here, so that's fine. Wow, 426,000. That's a lot of manpower. Are we going to be positive in manpower soon? I think we are. Huge. Okay, so let's get a couple of nukes off over here. And we're going to continue to nuke everything over here. I want to see stack wipes. They have large troop numbers over here, and let's get rid of those. And we lost air superiority. Okay, planes, get in the air, please. What exactly is happening here? Also, we have command power somewhere. Attaché to Greater Hungary, and... that's not what I was looking for. Yeah, just the Attaché to Greater Hungary. You know what? Let's not do that anymore. Where is Greater Hungary at? There you are. Let's unattaché you. Not air mode. Let's unattaché you. Fantastic. We'll recall the attaché. Perfect. And I want to do some of this. We require more supply in the strategic region. That's probably a big part of the issue right now, but we're going to do more ground crews over here. And let's see here. Yeah, I mean, a big part of our problem here is that these naval bases are so low level, right? But ultimately, there's not a lot we can do about that. We don't control these, so here we are. At any rate, we will see about nuking this as soon as we can, once our planes start flying again. Come on, planes, you can do it. And the supply issue might be the problem here. That is a very big possibility, in my opinion. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just not flying due to lack of supply over here. Pretty sure that's what's happening right now. Okay. So our air superiority is not high enough. 79. Okay. There we go. So we're going to get another round. Perfect. We're just trying to eliminate as many units as we can right now. And it looks like we're going to need a nuke here. There we go. We're going to keep pushing in the north. As far as over here goes, let's just grab here, as well as here. Oh, we don't have air superiority there. Okay, that's fine. We'll nuke here, and we'll nuke here. Actually, we don't have air superiority over here either. That's probably a temporary thing. Okay. Sounds good for now. We'll just continue to press in on these locations. How are things going in Australia? It looks like we have this under control. We're just waiting on these units to get around to actually going to these locations. Okay, we'll just do something kind of like this. There. That should cover all of that. Excellent. So in we go, and then those guys will be redirected over here. Perfect. Now, I am definitely concerned about their troop count over here. There's no doubt about that. And that is a big part of the reason why we are nuking so heavily over here. It is extremely heavy in the nukes. There's no doubt about that. Okay. We'll get another round. They do have a lot of troops down here that are not opposing us up to the north, though, and that is amazing for us. We're very pleased to see that. We are down to 16 nukes right now. Keep that in mind. We need to continue pushing in over here. Are these guys on aggressively attack? They are. Look at that. 878,000 manpower in the tank right now. That's amazing. We need to increase our number of troops over here, that's for sure. We're going to assign these 2 units over here. So over they come. In theory. Yeah, there it goes. And we do kind of need to chill on the nukes over in this area, but I'm going to get one more round of them in. like so. Okay. And I just want to check, okay, the impassable terrain is here. Good to know. Good to know. Now, Sierra Leone has not been called in. And that's something to consider. But we certainly need additional troops over here. The problem with that, of course, is we don't have supplies for them. We're going to continue to push in the north, though, and hopefully that'll do just fine. I do think that I should get a general for this particular army. So we'll just recruit ourselves a new commander, and we'll put this guy in. He can't handle 30 troops, so I'm actually going to send several of these, just these 6 up top here. I'm going to send those down here. Okay. Perfect. So we'll continue to make our way in over here. We are pushing in Asia very, very heavily here, and that's getting us so much manpower right now. This is amazing. I'm very, very pleased about this. I feel like Asia is in full collapse at this time. And they're going to fall quite soon. So that is wonderful. We're mostly just going to leave the army to this. At this point, I feel like they can't really resist us. I am going to pull back this force back to this river here. And then we're going to tell these guys to cover this area. Okay. And we're going to have to redo this offensive line. In fact, we should maybe do that right now. Let's go ahead and delete that and set our new offensive line to being basically to the coast over here. That's pretty much what this offensive line is going to be. This is very messy, but something like that. Okay, so they can go ahead and push that in. Wonderful. This is cleaned up, and these guys should now all be redirecting over here, and indeed they are. Are these guys on offensive attack or aggressively attack? Yes, they are. Okay. They're not moving in as quickly as I'd like to see, though, so we'll just do something kind of like this for right now. Just head for each of these victory points. And you can just push into the coast over here. Head into that victory point and, like, encircle this guy. Not that we really have enough troops to pull that off, but they don't really have enough to defend it either, so that is fine. Now, if we get pushed back over here, that's not the end of the world. And indeed, I think that we will. Since we have such major supply issues down here. What do we want to do about the supply issues, anyway? Well, there's so little that we can do because we don't actually have the ability to construct over here. However, I just had a concept. And that concept is, this is Sovereign State of Guinea over here. So, hypothetically, could we ask them to give control of this state? And we would want that to be the state of Guinea. We want to ask for control of the state. They would not currently do that because they apparently can't. There aren't any that we're eligible to take from them because of, presumably, the fact that we don't fully control this. Okay. Cannot build naval base in foreign territory. Yeah. So, Sovereign State of Guinea here is in the integrated Brazil faction. But we can't build in their territory, which is very unfortunate. We need you guys to upgrade your naval base here. You know what I'm going to do? We did this previously. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say that we're going to spend a bunch of political power convincing these guys to get around to upgrading their naval base. This is not something that's built into the game, but this is something that I did previously and I think is a good compromise in situations like this. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to spend, I don't know, this is three factions here, right? Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Guinea. Yes. So what we're going to do here is we are going to spend 750 political power, 250 each. So political power minus 750. And that political power is going to be spent pressuring these guys into actually doing some construction. So we're going to go into the debug mode here so that we know what the tag is. And we're just going to tag into GNA. And we are going to queue up construction of naval bases here. Top priority. Do they have civilian factories? They have 2. Well, I don't know if that's actually going to go, but we spent the political power and they're going to do it, in theory. While we're at it, can we build infrastructure? We can. 250 is a lot of political power. I'm going to argue that that's also fine. And, I mean, these repairs would happen eventually. So then we'll go ahead and head... Hello, pause menu. We'll go into Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, I meant to tag Evo. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing here. So here we can see they don't have very many civilian factories again. But we're going to queue this up. Actually, they can build the naval base over here in Ghana. Oh, okay, right. Ghana is in the American Union faction. So technically we only needed to spend the 500. But I guess I will say that the other 250 is convincing them to queue up the infrastructure here. That'll be fine. So we'll just move these down and this top priority like that. Okay. There we go. And then we'll tag back into Brazil and turn off debug mode. And we've now convinced them to do that. However, we don't really have an effective way to build this because they don't have much for civilian factories, right? Unless we trade them some. I mean, I believe we have plenty of civilian factories. There's no doubt about that. So do they have anything that we can trade civilian factories for? Sovereign State of Guinea, we would be interested in trading with here. I mean, do they produce anything at all? The answer is no, they don't. None of these produce anything. And I don't think there's any way to just loan them factories. It'd be nice if there was a way to lend-lease just plain civilian factories, but there is, as far as I know, no way to do that. Well, maybe they'll eventually build it. Emphasis on the maybe. Regardless, we spent a bunch of political power to make that happen. It may or may not be a thing that actually occurs. For right now, we're kind of banking up nukes again and working on pushing our way in over here. You can see we're wildly stronger on both of these fronts, so we definitely don't need nukes there. I do want to continue to nuke over here, because I want to cut off the American Union's supply lines through here. Speaking of which, we may want to start a blockade over here. Pull out of here, and I want you to move here and here. Like that. Okay, we'll work on a bit of a blockade there. Excellent. And hopefully we'll be able to cut off their supply lines a little bit. If this ends up just stalemating, I'm very okay with that, because we're pushing in from the north here, and that is wonderful. We might actually get some overruns here. When is this guy going to arrive? Okay, not for quite a long time. Yeah, no overruns, but we're going to pull them back for sure. I want this guy to head in over here, although he can't currently. There we go. Head on in. Beautiful. We have this unassigned division, and I'm going to assign the division over here, even though our primary problem here is one of supply. We'll keep an eye on this, and we'll nuke anywhere they decide to attack from. I think is going to be the policy from here on out down here. Ah, some more support. Good. That's great. I'm feeling much better about this, though. Ooh, this is nice. I'm feeling much better about this now that we are in a situation where we have manpower. So that is great. How's our monthly manpower coming along? That's actually improving quite a bit. As compliance over in these areas rises, that should help dramatically. That said, we are seeing some resistance, but honestly, I don't think we're going to have a big problem with it out here, unlike in the resistance zone. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, we're currently losing an attack over here, so we will support this with some nukage. Oh, these guys forgot about their push order. Okay, cool. We're going to frontline them here. I'm not sure why they forgot about this. Select all. I want everyone here assigned to this. And we're simply going to offensive line all the way down, I think for now, like that. That's going to be the offensive line here. Okay, and we did drop a pair of nukes here. Kaboom. I'm going to drop another pair. Yeah, I know that we're low on nukes right now, but that's fine. This guy should definitely move into the Arabian Coast Guard. There we go. And mostly I'm content with what's going on in Asia right now. I feel like... Okay. So that happened. I didn't expect that to happen right then. That has quite an effect on the landscape. Okay. So here's the idea. We're going to move these guys down to frontline here. Their offensive line will become essentially this. Approximately. For right now. Okay. So they're going to go do that. These guys, we're going to remove their orders. And we're going to need quite a number of locations here. Now, I want these guys to push in here. These guys to push in here. Okay. These are already pushing in here, and these will push in here. Then I want this army to frontline here. And just offensive line, I don't know. Just do your thing for right now. And then this army, they're already pushing into Shanghai. And I feel like they're going to be done fairly soon. So we'll select all of these, and we will frontline them just over here, temporarily. And these guys can all walk into Shanghai. Okay. And then we'll select all of these, and select half of those divisions. They're just going to come down over here, and be assigned there. Okay. Hopefully, that will get this all cleaned up. We'll see. Well, a lot of these guys have decided to ignore their orders. Get in there. Okay. You guys, come on in. Okay. Excellent. Republic of China capitulating is a big deal. Like, that is a huge, huge deal. We're going to extend this front line all the way around here. Actually, we're just going to delete the front line and recreate it with a complete encirclement. Okay, there we go. We've now cut this off. That's beautiful. These guys have successfully not taken Shanghai. Get in there, please. You guys come on down here. Okay. Excellent. And go ahead and take that. Perfect. Australia has capitulated. Wonderful. So there's still a couple of Australian areas over here. So we're going to select these guys. We're going to delete all of their orders. We're going to frontline here, and then we're going to select half of this force, and we're going to frontline them here. Like so. Okay. And we'll select these guys, and we'll just offensive line like that. And we will select these guys and we'll offensive line like that. So Australia capitulating is great. We are very pleased with that. The Republic of China capitulating, I feel like, is the bigger deal here. Get in here. Stack wipe that unit. Fantastic. Okay, so Shanghai is taken. They have a lot of troops in Ningbo right now. And we don't have air superiority here to nuke this. Okay, so I think I'm going to tell these guys, don't bother coming down here. I'm going to remove these orders. We're going to frontline here. An offensive line like that. American troops appear to be landing over here, so that's fine. We're taking this, and the question is, do we have anybody attacking here? Let's just go on in. That should be a stack wipe. Yes, it is. Fantastic. And we're just trying to hold this until our reinforcements arrive, which should be shortly. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue our push down the coast of Africa and finish off the rest of Asia. With Republic of China gone, there's not much left here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.